A pair of bills moving through the Ohio State House are raising serious concerns, particularly among immigrant communities. Supporters say the goal is to protect national security, but critics argue the impact goes much further and unfairly targets individuals based on where they're from. Steve Iwanek talked with lawmakers and some people who are concerned about these bills. Steve?
Kaylee, that's right. Members of the Chinese American community in our area tell me that these bills would not be strengthening security, but would rather be threatening their place in Ohio. And they even went as far as to tell me that the only thing being protected is prejudice.
The intention of these two bills is to push everyone out.
Yupong Deng has lived in Perrysburg for 15 years. He's been a Republican, but says that's changed when he read two new proposals at the Ohio State House. You would call these bills racist?
I would definitely call these bills racist.
He's referring to Ohio House Bill 1 and Senate Bill 88, a pair of bills that Republican State Representative Josh Williams says are about national and state security.
It prevents individuals from purchasing land near our critical infrastructure, specifically coming from China or countries that are on our adversary list.
Williams says it doesn't apply to students or renters. The proposed restrictions would only apply to land purchases within 25 miles of designated infrastructure.
Military bases would be considered critical infrastructure. I absolutely believe infrastructure such as highways, bridges, hospitals, refineries, water treatment facilities, those are considered critical infrastructure.
The U.S. currently lists China, Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Russia, and the regime of Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela as foreign adversaries. But Deng argues the legislation doesn't solve a real problem and instead punishes people like him.
Don't punish the good people that are contributed to the society, to the state of Ohio. And, by doing something like this, I think it's pretty silly, pretty wrong.
Deng protested the bills earlier this week in Columbus. As a green card holder and employee at First Solar, Deng is concerned these bills could disrupt everything he's built for himself and his family.
I take pride in being an Ohioan, but look at this, and then these two bills can ruin my life.
Now, Deng did tell me that if this bill would have been a law back in 2010, he would never have moved to Perrysburg. Representative Williams tells me that the bill's still very early in the process. It's still working its way through committee, and it will be subject to change. However, he is confident that a version of it will still make it through the House and the Senate and go over to Governor Mike DeWine's desk. In East Toledo, Steve Iwanek, WTOL 11.